The movie opens with a scene featuring Vic, who is seen returning home after a bicycle ride. His wife, Melinda, is seated outside their house, observing him with a look of intense curiosity. The scene transitions to show that they have a young daughter, who is immersed in her favorite song. Much to her mother's annoyance, Melinda expresses her irritation towards her daughter's choice in music, highlighting the tension in their household. In the next scene, Vic enters a room where Melinda is present. She requests Vic's help in selecting a dress, demonstrating a subtle control over their relationship. Later, Melinda asks Vic to fetch her a pair of black shoes, a task he complies with willingly. This interaction further illustrates Vic's submissive and accommodating nature towards his wife's demands. The plot then shifts to a party scene where Vic and Melinda are seen socializing with their friends, enjoying drinks and conversation. It's here that Melinda spots her old friend Joe. She quickly becomes engaged in conversation with him, much to Vic's observant eye. The interaction escalates as Melinda and Joe slip away to a more private setting, where they share a kiss. Despite Vic witnessing this encounter and exchanging a knowing look with Melinda, she continues to indulge in her desires without restraint. Melinda's need for attention grows as she begins dancing on top of a piano, captivating the audience at the party. Her performance is followed by her playing the piano, delighting the partygoers with her music. Throughout these events, Vic maintains a calm demeanor, smiling at Melinda as if unfazed by her flirtatious and bold behavior. Soon after, a significant conversation occurs between Vic and Joe later that night. Joe expresses his gratitude to Vic for allowing him to spend time with his wife, Melinda. However, the mood shifts when Vic brings up the topic of Martin McRae, a man who has recently gone missing. He subtly suggests to Joe that he is responsible for Martin's disappearance. Joe initially takes Vic's statement as a joke, but Vic's serious manner implies a warning. If Joe continues his behavior, there may be consequences. Joe, feeling uneasy and unsure about Vic's intentions, quickly leaves the premises. Meanwhile, Melinda is not pleased with Vic's intimidating behavior towards her friend. The tension in their relationship escalates when Vic confronts their babysitter, only for Melinda to enter the kitchen wearing no shirt. Vic's attempt to shoo her away only exacerbates the situation, leading to Melinda's irritated departure. These interactions reveal much about Melinda's character, painting her as a careless and selfish woman, seemingly indifferent to Vic's feelings. An interesting aspect of Vic's life is his unusual hobby of keeping snails as pets, which adds a layer of complexity to his character. A few days later, Vic meets with his friends, who inform him that word has spread about how he threatened Joe by referring to Martin McRae. His friends also opine that Melinda's behavior is problematic, as she openly flirts with other men in Vic's presence. Back at home, Melinda, aware of the situation, urges Vic to apologize to Joe. She takes matters into her own hands by inviting Joe over for dinner on Friday. When Friday arrives, Joe knocks on their door and is greeted by Vic. Joe inquires about Melinda's whereabouts, to which Vic responds with another joke, claiming she isn't home. This interaction heightens the suspense and unease, as Joe is left uncertain about Vic's intentions and the true dynamics of his relationship with Melinda. The film continues to explore the psychological tension and complex relationships between the characters, set against the backdrop of their seemingly normal suburban life. The dinner Vic had planned for Joe takes an unexpected turn. Vic initially promises an enjoyable evening with seafood and engaging conversation. However, he soon discovers that Joe is allergic to seafood, a fact that Melinda, despite her awareness, had neglected to inform Vic. This deliberate omission by Melinda hints at her intention to provoke Vic. At the dinner table, Vic adapts to the situation by preparing a grilled cheese sandwich for Joe. Melinda, seemingly intent on agitating Vic, starts eating the same, as if to align herself with Joe and antagonize her husband further. She then asks Vic to take their daughter to bed and tell her a bedtime story, leaving her alone with Joe. After putting his daughter to bed, Vic returns to find Melinda and Joe enjoying themselves, further fueling the tension. Joe, expecting an apology from Vic for the earlier joke about killing Martin McRae, is taken aback when Vic insists it wasn't a joke and dismissively calls him an Uber, escalating the unsettling atmosphere. At a subsequent party, Vic and Melinda engage in conversation with a writer who jokingly refers to Vic as a killer, again bringing up Martin McRae. In a twist, Vic dances with another woman, eliciting a jealous reaction from Melinda. She compares herself to the woman and later attempts to engage in intimate acts with Vic while he is driving, adding to the complexity of their strained relationship. The plot thickens when, while watching their daughter play, Vic receives a call from his bank concerning Melinda's bank account. He learns that she has transferred $3,000 to a pianist. Intrigued and suspicious, Vic begins to investigate this mysterious pianist, who turns out to be not only highly skilled but also extremely good-looking. To his dismay, Vic discovers Melinda flirting with the pianist, further deepening the web of deceit and betrayal in their marriage. The tension between Vic and Melinda escalates during a night scene. Vic greets Melinda, inquiring about her whereabouts, and notices that she appears to be quite drunk. Earlier, while driving his daughter home, Vic had a second encounter with the pianist, this time seeing him carrying flowers. Those same flowers later appear in Vic's home, intensifying his suspicions about Melinda's fidelity. Vic's concern grows, as he realizes Melinda might be having an affair with the pianist. He spends most of his time at home, while Melinda, seemingly busy with work, appears to be involved with the pianist outside. Frustrated and hurt, Vic confronts Melinda about her behavior, accusing her of not coming home all night and using his money to fund her affair. Despite his attempts to address the situation, Melinda remains self-absorbed and indifferent to Vic's feelings. In a bold admission, she even tells Vic about her pleasurable time with the pianist, further adding to his anguish. The situation comes to a head the following week when Melinda invites the pianist to a party at their home. Vic finds himself in the uncomfortable position of shaking hands with the man he suspects of being his wife's lover. The party reveals more about Melinda's recklessness, as Vic once again catches her in intimate moments with another man. Melinda's actions are so bold that she doesn't hesitate to display her infidelity in front of Vic, underscoring her careless and insensitive nature. As the party continues, rain begins to fall, prompting everyone to move inside. This shift in setting reflects the growing storm in Vic and Melinda's marriage, a relationship plagued by betrayal, jealousy, and emotional turmoil. As the story progresses, the party resumes despite the pianist's unexplained absence. Melinda, concerned, decides to look for him and is shocked to find him lifeless in the pool. Her screams draw everyone's attention, and they rush outside in a desperate attempt to rescue and resuscitate him, but tragically, their efforts are in vain. The police soon arrive to investigate the pianist's death, and suspicion quickly falls on Vic. Melinda openly accuses her husband of murder, intensifying the already strained atmosphere. The police interrogate Vic, but their conversation reveals no incriminating evidence. Afterward, Vic confronts Melinda, asking if she fears him. Melinda dismisses the notion, suggesting that any action he took was motivated by jealousy or possessiveness over her. Vic's mental state begins to unravel as he rides his bicycle, plagued by disturbing visions of Melinda with another man and flashes of the pianist's death. In an attempt to maintain normalcy, Vic and Melinda invite friends over for dinner. During the dinner, Vic addresses the rumors about him being a killer, urging his friend to stop spreading such stories. His growing paranoia is evident as he frequently discusses the subject of murder with Melinda. The plot thickens when Vic, on a casual walk, discovers several cameras hidden in his wife's car. He observes Melinda sitting with a man who introduces himself as a psychologist. Later, Vic shockingly reveals to his friend's wife that he and Melinda hired a private detective to investigate him. Soon after, Vic becomes increasingly aware of his wife Melinda's infidelities. He learns that she is involved with yet another man, adding to his growing list of concerns about their marriage. In a significant scene, Melinda's friend Tony visits the couple's home. Upon Melinda's arrival, she greets Tony with an embrace that is more akin to how a wife would greet her husband, much to Vic's discomfort. During their conversation, Melinda casually reveals to Vic that Tony was the first American she ever slept with. Tony reacts with a mix of laughter and embarrassment, while Vic looks on, visibly upset by this revelation. The evening unfolds with dinner and music, but the atmosphere takes a turn for the worse when Melinda and Tony begin dancing in a manner that Vic finds highly inappropriate. The situation escalates when Vic catches them heading upstairs to his bedroom. He witnesses Melinda engaging in her usual seductive behavior with Tony, their eyes meeting in a moment of tense acknowledgement. A few days later, Vic devises a plan under the guise of facilitating a meeting between Melinda and Tony. He invites Tony to sit in his Jeep and drives him to a remote location far from the city. During the drive, Vic probes Tony about his relationship with Melinda and their dating history. Once they are out of the car, Vic's demeanor changes dramatically. In a sudden and violent act, he picks up a heavy rock and uses it to fatally assault Tony. Ensuring that the body remains hidden, Vic places a heavy rock on Tony's body and submerges him in water, concealing the evidence of his crime. Following this chilling act, Vic returns home with a sense of relief and satisfaction, masking the dark deed he has just committed. The plot takes a sinister turn when Vic decides to take his family on a picnic to the same remote location where he ended Tony's life. During the picnic, Vic is shocked to discover Tony's body floating on the surface of the river, a chilling reminder of his recent crime. That night, the complexities of Vic and Melinda's relationship deepen. In a surprising turn of events, Melinda asks Vic to sleep in her room, confessing her love for him. This unexpected revelation adds another layer to their already tumultuous relationship. The following day, Vic returns to the scene of the crime to rectify his earlier mistake of failing to conceal Tony's body properly. Meanwhile, Melinda makes a startling discovery. She finds Tony's wallet in Vic's workspace, leading her to question Vic's involvement in Tony's disappearance. As Vic struggles to submerge Tony's body back into the water, an unexpected witness arrives. An older man approaches Vic, inquiring about his suspicious behavior. The situation escalates when the man notices a hand protruding from the river. Terrified by what he's seen, the man starts to flee, with Vic in pursuit on his bicycle. The tense chase ends in a tragic accident, resulting in the old man's demise. The movie comes full circle as Vic returns home, and the scene mirrors the opening of the film. In a final twist, Melinda, aware of Vic's dark secret, burns Tony's ID and chooses not to inform the police, keeping the truth hidden. The story concludes with this haunting scene, leaving us to ponder the implications of Melinda's decision to protect Vic. The plot explores themes of love, betrayal, and the lengths to which people will go to preserve their secrets and relationships. The ending suggests a continued cycle of deceit and moral ambiguity, casting a shadow over Vic and Melinda's future. And with that, the movie ends. We hope you enjoyed our video. Watch the next recaps on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing recaps. See you in the next one.